And we are live with Mr. James Ali Bashir, Oleksandr Usyk's former coach, took him to the championship. And boy, and I must say to me before everyone starts, Mr. James Ali Bashir predicted 4 or 5 years ago on my channel that Oleksandr Usyk would beat Deontay Wilder, would beat Tyson Fury, and would beat Anthony Joshua. I never believed it, but it's happened. Mr. James Ali Bashir, talk your piece. Go ahead. You got the floor is yours.
You know, I figured, with my back against the wall, I said, okay, AJ is going to win this fight, and he's going to win the fight via knockout between 9 and 11 rounds, because I figured that it would take him that long to wear Usyk down, But I was thinking about an AJ from a George Foreman, a Sonny Liston perspective, and AJ don't have that kind of makeup. He don't have that kind of mentality. I also said that if AJ came out there trying to box, he was going to be in trouble, and that's exactly what he did. He came out and got into a boxing match with Oleksandr Usyk. What sense did that make? So I'm blaming not just AJ, I'm blaming AJ's corner. They should have known that they wasn't going to beat this guy boxing. You're in a 20 by 20 ring. AJ never attempted to cut the ring off. He never attempted to consistently go to the body. I mean, it was just a terrible strategy, a terrible strategy. And AJ needs to seriously think now about changing his corner. I know about all that loyalty stuff. Okay, that's all good. But in big companies, and that's the telephone company, the electricity company, and any other company, in the city governments around the world, if you screw up in the mayor's office, you got to go. You got to bring in qualified people to help you maintain your position. And he didn't do that there. He doesn't have it in him to do that for some reason. But the strategy that they applied for AJ to try to follow in the ring last night versus Oleksandr Usyk was a terrible strategy. I chose AJ to end that fight. But he just don't have that mentality. He don't have that George Foreman, that Sonny Liston mentality. And he's bigger and stronger and more athletic. But Oleksandr Usyk made Anthony Joshua look like a robot out there, like a big mechanical robot.
Yeah, they told him to lose weight. He came in at 240. Usyk came in at 220. Why do you think who decided to do that? Why would he give up? Why would you give up your advantage?
I don't understand the psychology behind that. A heavyweight is a heavyweight. You train, you prepare yourself, and you come in at the weight that you at. You come in at the way that you act. You don't come in to be body beautiful. A heavyweight is a heavyweight. You come in where you're comfortable at. I work with Vlad Serenko, and I don't implore Vlad Serenko to lose no weight. I said, look, I'd like to see you come in at 235. At 26 years old, you're young enough to do it. But having said that, if you don't come in at 235 and you happen to come in at 240, 242, 245 even, I'm not going to complain about it because you're just a big young guy. As long as you're comfortable in the ring, when you're out there boxing, when you're trying to execute, as long as you have that in hand, I'm all good with that. But looking at the situation last night, viewing the fight, I said this guy needs to change his corner. He needs to sit back and change the corner. He needs to bring in people that's going to teach. If Emmanuel Stewart was in that ring last night, Anthony Joshua wouldn't have stood a chance. Emmanuel Stewart would have been all over him.
Yeah.
All over him. Go out and fight, man. He got into a boxing match with Oleksandr Usyk. You tell me the diplomacy, the strategy, the application behind that thought. Who thought about trying to do that there? Losing weight to be quicker. No. You cut the ring off. You take the fight to the man. You press the man against the ropes and body punch.
Mm-hmm.
For the most part, he didn't do no body punching. He was effective when he did the body punching, but for the most part, he didn't body punch. And that cost him dearly. In my opinion, I think that if Usyk wanted to turn it on, if he really wanted to turn it on, he could have stopped Anthony Joshua. He could have stopped him inside. I said that Joshua was going to stop Usyk between 9 and 11. I think that Usyk could have stopped Joshua between 9 and 11.
I agree with you. Did you know that Anthony Joshua trains in amateur gyms? He trains in Finchley ABC amateur boxing gym, and he trains in Sheffield, and that's an amateur gym. So he trained in the amateur system, and he fought like an amateur.
I don't know if he can come back from it. That was a legacy fight. And I can't think whatever he does in his career now, you know. I heard him recently say on one of the interviews that him and Lennox was cut from a different cloth.
Yeah.
And I would say that he was absolutely right. He was absolutely right, because Lennox wouldn't have fought like that. I mean, Anthony looked bad. To me, he looked bad out there. He didn't look good. He didn't look good. He didn't look like the confident heavyweight champion of the world that people would expect him to be. You know, expect him to be. I thought he was going to fight like the heavyweight champion. You know, I didn't get that. I didn't get that.
It was sad. It's like he's a heavyweight, and you know, let's talk about history of boxing, right? For those listening, the first heavyweight fight that I remember where a guy came up from the lower weights was Gene Tunney, right? The fighting Marine against Jack Dempsey, and they decided 10 rounds, right? And he decisioned Jack Dempsey, right? In the second fight, the long count, Gene Tunney was doing the same thing again, and all Dempsey was doing just to nail him. But when he nailed him, he put a flurry and put him on the floor. But because of the new rules, the rules where you had to go to neutral corner, he couldn't follow up and finish it. The second one, and this is the one more, you know, not too far after, Joe Louis versus Billy Conn. Billy Conn was outpointing Joe Louis. But Joe Louis, before the fight, said he can run, but he can't hide. All Joe Louis was waiting for is the camel shot. As soon as he catch it, he put a combination together, and Billy Conn went down. In the second fight, it was more or less the same, because he wasn't trying to be the boxer. He was just waiting for his opportunities. Even before.
Listen, man,
go ahead.
You got a big, strong heavyweight. You know, I'm not in favor of trying to go out there and train a heavyweight the way you train a super middleweight or light heavyweight. No, I train a heavyweight like a heavyweight should be trained.
That's right.
I work on basic things. First of all, uno numero is the jab. Learn to use a good lethal jab. And you work your jab like a paintbrush. Up, middle, down, up, middle. You understand? Down. Mm-hmm. You just keep working your jab like a paintbrush. You don't jab one place, you jab many places. Any place that's accessible, that's what you want to work the jab on. All right? Work with a good right hand, good left hook, good uppercut. That's why I'm bringing the boxing to the fight. I'm not going out there doing all of the fancy pad work and all of that stuff. That stuff don't mean nothing. When the fight started, it doesn't mean nothing. When a guy's punching you in your head, punching you in your ribs, and all of that fancy stuff doesn't mean anything. And I'll contest this against any trainer or so-called teacher in the world. You've been out there a long time, and I know what I'm talking about.
So let's talk about the starts, because you told me before how to break down a southpaw, how to break down aggressive southpaw. Eddie Mustafa Muhammad or Eddie Gregory at the time beat Marvin Johnson, right? And he was waiting. His foot was on the out. You showed me exactly how to break down southpaws. Your lead foot has to be on the outside of their right foot, and also you go left hook straight right down the middle, even a right uppercut, and your head movement needs to be on the outside. He never do that. His feet was right inside of Usyk's wheelhouse. Go ahead.
Yes. It was right there, because obviously nobody had taken him to school on that, you know. But I learned way back in 1959, all right, to go in there and be aggressive with a southpaw. You eat what you have to eat, but you got to get close to him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if a southpaw can punch. If you look at the recent southpaws, Marvin Hagler, what's the southpaw? It eludes me right now. I got so much in my mind.
Chris there's been three southpaws: Michael Moore, Chris Bird,
Michael Moore,
mm-hmm.
Chris Bird. If you study those guys, every time those guys was backing up, they looked terrible.
Mm.
Just think about it. When Holyfield backed Michael Moore, when Abeabuchi backed up Chris Bird, every time those southpaw guys are backing up, they cannot back up well. So my trainer told me way back in 1959, take the fight to him. Eat what you got to eat, man.
Mm.
Eat what you got to eat, but get close to him. And when you do, you bang the body first.
Yeah.
Roll the dice, man. He said, whoever takes over in that first 3 stanzas, whoever steps to the other, Usyk was stepping to Joshua. Joshua was backing up and trying to box.
Yep.
You understand? I told Ingram, I said, Ingram, if this guy go out there trying to box, he's going to be in trouble. You don't want to box with the boxer. You want to gamble with the boxer. You understand? You want to gamble with the boxer, and you want to box with the gamblers. You understand? Vice versa. If the guy wants to box, then you go out there and gamble. If the guy wants to gamble, then you go out there and box. But you don't drive down the same street that they want to drive down. You just don't do that. Joshua needs to bring in people that's going to teach him. He's still young enough to catch on. But man, that was a legacy fight last night.
It was would you say that was embarrassing?
Yes, I think it was embarrassing.
Embarrassing for all the heavyweights that came before. George Foreman put a thing out there. He said Joshua has lost his identity. He don't know who he is.
I'm not saying that Oleksandr Usyk couldn't have beat George Foreman or Sonny Liston. What I am saying, though, he would have fared far worse than what he did with Joshua.
They would have pushed him.
If he was in there with George Foreman or Sonny Liston, he would have fared a lot worse. He would have looked a lot worse. He would have paid. He would have paid a toll. He would have paid a toll across the bridge. All right? But he did. Joshua was out there pity-patting with him. And I told Ingram, I said, listen, this guy goes out there trying to box, he's going to be in trouble. He's got to go out there with an authoritative attitude. You understand? Plus, it's just a lot of things I don't like, about Anthony. He's just too laid back. I mean, he can fight. He's capable of fighting, but just too laid back, too friendly, too buddy. I don't.
Yeah, going into the fight.
From that school.
Yeah, going into the fight, right? So let's talk about the press conference with Usyk. He put his hand out first. You know what I mean? He put his hand out further. Usyk said, "Okay, I'll do that," because Usyk is coming for what you earned, and you're just giving it up. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You have to have some pride about. I think somewhere along the line he became too relaxed. The money he's getting and everything, and there's no one in his team to tell him, "Yo,
he's too laid back, man.
Yeah, he's too laid back.
He's too fat.
Yeah,
he's got too fat. He's gotten too fat. He's not hungry no more. You know? He can say that he's hungry, but the actions don't tell me that he's hungry.
That's right.
His actions don't tell me that he's the wolf that he could be.
Oh, he should be. He should have been. No, we was talking about with the coaches. He should have got him out. He should have tried to get Usyk out in 3 rounds. If he didn't, then fair play. But that he should have attempted to.
Even if he did not get him out of the 3 rounds, he should have been constantly coming forward, constantly cutting the ring down, constantly banging to Usyk's body. But you following him around the ring like everybody else did.
That's crazy, bro.
Chaz Witherspoon, Derek Chisora, all of these guys followed him around the ring.
They fell into his spell. So listen to this. Rob McCracken, to me, and the rest of the guys there, it's like they've gone as far as they can. Then let's talk about what Joshua needs in the rematch. What does he need to do in the rematch?
He needs to apply himself, just like I just said. He's got to come forward. He's got to cut the ring up. You don't follow a slick, cute southpaw around the ring. You got to cut the ring off. You got to make stuff uncomfortable. You got to make Usyk do what he's not comfortable doing.
Mm-hmm.
Very seldom do Usyk fight 3 minutes of a round. I've seen nobody back him up to the ropes. I've seen nobody cut the ring off. I've seen nobody gamble with him, get rough, tough with him.
Mm-hmm.
Tony Bell, you probably did the best job yet boxing Oleksandr Usyk out of everybody that fought him.
Yeah, they just couldn't keep it up. They're conditioning. I heard he was doing 15.
He ran out of gas.
Yeah, I heard he was doing 15 rounds, Usyk, 4-minute rounds, 15 fours, 4-minute rounds. You know, I bet he learned that from you, right? 4-minute rounds.
No, me personally, that don't make a lot of sense to me, because you discombobulate the fighter. The fight is 3 minutes around.
Yeah.
Then you got to sit down for 1 minute.
Mm.
But you got somebody training for 4-minute rounds. So when they sit down, it breaks the stress. Look, my thing is train the way you're going to fight. All right.
Okay.
I don't like that 3.5 minute rounds, 4-minute rounds. I don't like that stuff. I want you to train and get psychologically ready for a fight the way that the fight is going to play out. All right, 3 minutes around. If you want to do something to add on to that, then go 3 minutes constantly punching. Go 3 minutes constantly coming forward.
Mm-hmm.
Go 3 minutes fighting. You ain't got to go no 3.5, 4 minutes. Just go out there and make those rounds count.
Yeah, he did. 3
minutes. Don't dilly-dally around. Foul. Get close to the man and punch.
Yeah.
You can exert yourself properly in the 3 minutes around. I want the guy psychologically ready, physically ready for the time, the way the fight is going to play out. 3 minutes, you got 1 minute on the stool, you're back out there.
Yeah.
I don't do all that fancy stuff. Nobody can prove to me all of that fancy stuff really works. Nobody can prove to me.
That's true.
And nobody can disprove the strategy that I'm going to apply.
Let me also Lennox Lewis. Yeah, I think Lennox Lewis would have gave Usyk a harder fight. And I remember Roy Jones when he moved up to fight John Maurice. And when I was listening to Roy Jones' interview, he said he didn't become the bigger guy. He goes straight from the fight, the starting bell. He should have imposed his will. He should have let him know you're fighting a heavyweight. And he never did that. And Roy Jones said he never did that. He let Usyk two double jab him to start the fight, and he knew right from then it was going to be all downhill. He let Usyk impose.
The first mistake I saw him making was he wasn't going to the body.
Yeah, okay.
That was the first mistake.
Left hook to the body with his lead foot on the outside, right? Or just even right hook, left hook, whatever.
You know what my philosophy is? When you got a guy as big and strong as Anthony Joshua, I would say, son, go out there and punch anything above the waist.
Exactly. Yeah.
I want you to go out there and punch anything, wherever is available. If his forearm is there, punch his forearm. You know what I'm saying? Punch his forearm, punch his elbow, punch his shoulder. I want you to punch. You're a big, strong guy. You're a good puncher. Go out there and punch. All that sciencing up and trying to be cute and pity-patting and feeling and looking for the right hand, looking for the left. Bullshit. Go out there and throw your punches. All right? And this is the thing that me and Emmanuel agreed on. When you got big, strong guys like that, you don't have to be careful. You don't have to be careful. All you got to do is go out there and sit down on your punches and rip those punches. You understand? Rip those punches. He didn't do that. He went out there like he was trying to make friends. But I would suggest to Anthony Joshua, I would suggest to him, get yourself a teacher, man. Get a teacher. You got no teachers. You got no teachers. It's obvious now. And I would think that he would be on his P's and Q's after losing the Ruiz fight. And I kept saying to Ingram, I said, he's got to be aware that he's got to be on his P's and Q's this fight. He can't lose this fight because this is a legacy fight. This is a legacy. This fight will always haunt him. I don't care what he does from this point on. Him losing to this fight is going to always haunt him. It's never going to leave him alone. This is going to come back and haunt him. Especially the fact that if that was a 15-round fight, Usyk would knock him out.
Usyk was trying to go for that. I think Usyk was trying to go for the knockout in the last round, but he's very. His IQ is very smart because as he had Joshua on the ropes, he backed off a bit because Joshua might catch him or something. But to me, he put the what do you call it?
Usyk said that his corner told him to slack, that ease up, don't get caught up into a punching match. He said stick to the game plan, just box. Mm-hmm. But I felt that Joshua would knock out Usyk anywhere from 9 to 11. You're not going to knock Usyk out in the 12th round. That's not going to happen. Mm-hmm. So I figured that Joshua was going to try to get him out of there between 9 and 11. That Usyk was going to be too tired, too weak from Joshua laying on him, mauling him. But Joshua was a nice English guy, nice Englishman, mm-hmm. In the clinches, he didn't get rough, he didn't get tough, he didn't maul me, he didn't brawl me, he didn't push him, he didn't do none of that. He was just a nice gentleman, nice English gentleman in the clinches and stuff. I said, oh my God, this guy is paving the way to give his title away.
Shit. So what are we looking at?
I scored the fight 116-112.
So how many rounds you give to 116-112? How many rounds you give Joshua? I gave Joshua, I think, 5 rounds. How many rounds you give him?
I said 4 and then 1 even in there.
Oh, okay. Hey, listen. So let's talk about trainers. Let's talk about trainers with fit. I think you've worked with him before. I think you would fit. I think Jonathan Banks would be good. Because when I think about it, someone in the corner when he's like, yo, never once did the trainer say to him, yo, man, you're losing the fight. Yo, what's going on, man? Look, they ain't working, man. Yo, you need to just go in there and stop him. What the heck you doing?
But they didn't have a lot of commentary in the corners, did they?
No, they did. Yeah. They did on my thing. I could hear it straight away. He was just telling Joshua, need to keep turning him, keep throwing the right hand. But he never told him he was losing the fight. They never gave that instructions. Never gave that. Never let him aware of what the situation, how you're coming across. He came across weak. And it's like you play to, they had him playing chess with Adam Smith on the build-up, right? And Adam Smith is a master chess player, and Joshua lost. And when Joshua was losing, you could hear Joshua making excuses of just come from training and this, that, the other. Joshua's trying to play chess and trying to play these games. And I think Johnny Nelson said, would it be great if Anthony Joshua could outbox Usyk? Then people have to give him credit. So I think that was the mindset going in. We're gonna outbox Usyk. That was the mindset. That they actually thought we're gonna go in there and we're
fatal mindset. I would never have let him do that.
Yeah.
If I was training Anthony Joshua, I would say, look, stay away from that trying to box him. I know Oleksandr Usyk. You understand? I know him well. You're not going to beat a boxer. The average boxer. I told you years ago.
Yeah, you did. You told me.
I told you years ago at cruiserweight when I was still training Usyk. I told you years ago.
Yeah, you did.
That Usyk is going to beat these guys.
Yeah, you told me.
I told you that.
Yeah, you did. You told me you're going to beat Anthony Joshua. You said you're going to beat Anthony Joshua. I said, no, how are you going to beat Anthony Joshua? I'm telling you how and then you broke it down. You said, how big was Muhammad Ali? How big was the other guys? How big was Evander Holyfield? Well, Usyk's around the same size as them. And you broke it down. And he's a southpaw and he's busy. You goes, I'm telling you that if he moves up, he can beat these guys there. And here it is. Here it is, your prediction laid out. This is like 4 years ago you told me.
I told you. I told you. But I said, it's mitigating factors that made me chose Joshua in the end. They said, well, who you pick? I said, my back is to the wall. I'm going to pick Anthony Joshua because I'm going to Anthony's mind. Okay, I lost to Ruiz. All right?
Yeah.
It was a pitiful loss to Ruiz. Mm-hmm. And I learned my lesson from that. So I'm definitely not going to let this other little guy come and beat me. Mm-hmm. I learned my lesson from the Ruiz fight. I'm moving on. Now, this is a legacy fight. I'm going to go in here. I'm going to destroy Oleksandr Usyk. That didn't happen. He went out there trying to box. In the first 2 rounds, I saw him trying to box. I said, uh-oh. Uh-oh. And Usyk won those first 3 rounds. Maybe the first 4 rounds. Maybe the first 5 rounds.
That's what people were saying. Yeah. They did. Yeah.
And then Joshua out there with that, I don't know what kind of jab that was. Like, he was like saying, you better stop. You better stop. You better not hit. You better stop. Like, what the heck is he doing?
Yeah, them trainers need to be sacked, man. They made the man weak. They weakened him, and they gave him the most. They I don't know why they would give him that game plan for that. That game plan was bad. You, Eddie Mustafa, or some of them old traders, you would have, man, that would have never happened, bro.
No, because I would have got him straight after the first round. Listen, hey, stop this nonsense. The whole time we was training, I would have had him cutting the ring. I would have brought in the slickest southpaws on earth and paid them well to perform.
Oh, like Hunter. Was Hunter southpaw? What's his name again?
Yeah, no, he's not southpaw.
But he's slick. But he's a slick fighter. But I know what you mean.
He's a slick fighter.
Yeah,
he's very slick.
Yeah,
he's very quick. He's very
Hunter.
slick.
Michael Hunter. Yeah. Big yeah.
But oh man.
I mean, when you watch that stuff, the legacy of the heavyweight division.
Oh man, they're gonna be lining up with lunch boxes outside Joshua's house now.
Well, everyone's coming to whoop his ass right now.
They're gonna be out there with lunch boxes saying, "I'm next." The boys, Joyce, all of the guys are gonna be outside his house saying, "I'm next."
You think he should retire?
No, I don't think he should retire. But if he's gonna move on, I think he's got to move on. I mean, I know he's got money.
He don't need. Yeah, he don't. Yeah, what are you fighting for? He don't need to fight. He got money, man. That's what I'm trying. That's what I think.
But he don't want to go out like that. He don't want to go out.
He gonna get, but he ain't gonna get any better, bro. This is where it gets really bad. If you don't make the right adjustments, it's gonna be embarrassing. I mean, that was embarrassing enough. It's gonna get worse.
He's got to make up his mind, man. He's got to make up his mind to bring in a teacher, not teachers, a teacher. You don't need 3-4 teachers. You need one teacher. All right?
Mm.
You need one teacher that can teach you the art of boxing, both from a spiritual, physical, and mental perspective. That's what you need. Put my name in the hat.
Your name has been in the hat for a minute, but I don't think look, man, you've been a part of this, right? You was with Usyk, you helped him get to the championship. Now I put too much pressure on. I put too much pressure on. I don't know about that. All I know is them businessmen came in, Emis Cleaners, Lomachenko's dad, and all of a sudden your name is like you was never there. It was like you was never there. And I'm telling you, in this situation, Eddie Josh, I don't know if you're aware of, he signed a lifetime contract with Eddie Hearn, a lifetime contract, right? And also Carl Froch used to train with Ron McCracken. Ron McCracken does the Olympic thing. They're all in bed with each other. Andy Josh had done some sort of criminal thing back in the days, and I think he has some loyalty towards these guys there because they helped him out back then. So he's in bed with these guys. You're just coming in as a boxing trainer. These people are coming in with all these business ideas, and they wouldn't have your old approach. Even though it would be very effective, they wouldn't have you in there, man, because you'll be getting all them hangers on out there. Yo, all them strength and conditioners, you out here. All them hangers on round outside with the cameras, you out here. All them people coming in, we want to take a picture with you, Andy Joshua, you out here. You remind me of Mickey and Rocky 2 when Rocky in Rocky 2 fighting Clubber Lang when he had all the gym and this and that. He goes, yo, let's go to the old gym. They don't want to do that. He don't want to do that. So if it ain't gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna happen.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah,
Lord have mercy.
That's what I said. He should retire because he's gonna get bad. But okay, let's assume you are gonna get the job. The first day in camp that they've called you in, you're gonna bring I'm gonna come along as well because I'm there with you. But me and Ingrid gonna come help you out. But what I'm saying, first day at camp, what are you gonna work on him? Because we got a rematch. What are you gonna do? Go ahead, tell everyone. I mean, you ain't gonna tell us your into but what's the first thing in your mindset to get this guy ready for the rematch? Because Usyk as well, so you're very valuable at this point, And so everyone listening to this, by the way.
First of all, I would have brought in light heavies.
Mm-hmm.
Tall lefty light heavies.
Okay.
Not cruisers, light heavies. I'd have brought in 2 or 3 cruisers. I'd have brought in 2 or 3 light heavies. And that's what I've been working with. I would have worked with them for the first 2 weeks of sparring. All right?
Uh-huh.
Then I would have brought in small heavyweights.
Uh-huh.
All right? Those are the guys that you need to work with. Vladimir Klitschko always brought in the best sparring partners that money could buy.
Yes.
He always brought in the best sparring partners that money could buy. To me, Anthony Joshua made a mistake because Anthony Joshua, just like he's not capable of doing things the way Oleksandr Usyk do. Oleksandr Usyk is going to listen to his corner. Whoever's at the trainer's position in the corner with Oleksandr Usyk, he's going to listen to them.
Mm.
Because they told me last week, they say, hey, don't get into no punching match. Keep boxing. Keep boxing. And they pulled him back, and he boxed his way to the decision. But he wanted to open up on Anthony. He wanted to open up. He wanted to go for the big bang. And the corner told him, no, don't do that. And he came back like a sensible guy that was listening to his corner did. And as a result, he won the heavyweight championship.
And I think Joshua is the same as well. I think he listens to his comment. But how would you help with his mental state in terms of, I mean, he feels he's fine. How would you help him be more, have that more hunger, that more thing that most people expect him to be like? How would you help bring that out of him, his mental state? You know, that more aggressive. Because he's too.
Well, before I train any boxer, I always sit down, you know. We rent a hotel somewhere for a week. Mm. And we just chew the fat. We stay in the hotel for a week. We walk, we talk, we watch some videos, we walk and talk some more. I explain myself to him, he explains himself to me. Our innermost expectations. And once he understands my expectations, I understand his expectations, then we start go. You understand? Go. It's simple. It's really simple. The only time it gets hard is when the hangers on comes, when the family comes. That's when it gets difficult. You understand? Because boxing trainers got to be a psychologist. They got to be a nurse. They got to be a mother, a father. You understand? Mm. They got to be a spiritual healer. You know, it's a lot of things, a lot of hats that trainers got to wear. You know, one thing that a trainer needs most of all is a boxer that's going to listen, that's going to embrace what they're doing, that he's trying to teach. Because a lot of people don't want to listen. They got their own mind made up, you know. Right now, Anthony Joshua is wounded. He's angry with the world. He's already talking about he'll fight Fury and Deontay Wilder with no belt, you know, because that's an angry, emotional response.
Yeah.
Instead of sitting back and just staying calm, you understand, for the next week or two, just sit back and weigh things up, look at the fight, what you could have did, what you should have did, what you did wrong, you understand, and just say, hey, I got to get better. I got to get better. But you got to bring in the competent help. You can't be taking advice from every Tom, Dick, and Barry on the block. You know what I'm saying? You got to listen to one teacher. You understand? You see what Lennox Lewis did? He went to Emmanuel Stewart. You see what Vladimir Klitschko did? He went to Emmanuel Stewart. And Emmanuel carved out a pattern for them to follow. You know what I'm saying? How to be defensive and offensive at the same time. But I'm just saying, I couldn't see that kind of thing playing out. When I saw him following Usyk around the ring, I said, this is going nowhere. He's going to lose. He's going to be in trouble. Because here go another person that didn't seek to cut the ring off. And I know they had to see that in the training camp. That's why you bring in those light heavyweights and those cruiserweights that can move. That can move. And you practice cutting the ring off. You practice going to the body. But obviously, they came to the fight with the security in mind that we're going to beat this guy, and that didn't happen. He got flogged out there. He got flogged. And it looked to me like if it had been a 13, 14, 15 round, like Anthony could make it.
Yeah, he looked like he faded. Yeah, but he closed the show well. Usyk, he put hands on him and let him know that when the rematch comes in, you'll just remember these last couple of punches. He had Anthony Joshua on the ropes. You know, he barely got to his corner and he was sitting in the stool in his corner. All right, now let's talk about the base. And he just hasn't got a gym. There's no gym. He trains in the amateur gyms. Eventually, he goes up to Sheffield. Don't you think he needs to buy a base like Lennox Lewis? You need to have a camp. You need to have a camp where you can bring your people in. You need private. You know where you get. He hasn't got that. So would you advise him to get a camp?
Of course. I was with Lennox and I was with Vladimir. For many years, I was with both of those guys. I was with both guys, and both guys had a designated base. All right? I was with the two of them for years, and they had their own base, and they brought their sparring partners in, and they took care of business in that base. Anthony has got to go out and seek a teacher. He needs a teacher. All right? He don't need no whole bunch of teachers. He need one teacher, you know, that he can get along with, that he can understand the instructions that the teacher's giving. He needs that now. But I thought that he would have everything in hand. After the Ruiz slip on the banana peel, I thought he'd have things in his hands. I thought, sure. I thought that he's going to wind up stopping Usyk, because Usyk is going to be too tired. But I was thinking about the mentality of Sonny Liston or George Foreman, what they would have did. George Foreman, you know, when he was fighting Holyfield, he kept taking the fight to Holyfield. Even though Holyfield was moving all night, George Foreman kept taking the fight to Holyfield. He said, you got to fight. I'm going to make you fight. I'm going to make you earn your stripes. You understand? And if you watch George Foreman, he had a steady, he kept stepping to Holyfield. He kept stepping to him. He wasn't going to let Evander stand there and rest. He said, you got to move or you're going to get hit. And Joshua didn't do that. He should have landed a lot more body punches. He didn't do that. I felt that if Usyk would have sat down on them body punches, boy, he would have did some things to Joshua. He would have did some wicked stuff to Joshua. I felt that he could have stopped Joshua. After when I viewed last night, watching that fight, I said he could have stopped Joshua. Because Joshua looked dejected in his eyes, in his movement. It looked like he said, I'm out of ideas. He looked like he just basically gave up.
Man.
Emotionally, anyway. I mean, he kept going through the motions physically, but emotionally, he looked like he gave up. Like, I don't want to be.
They told him he's too big and bulky, man. I don't know who told him that. They told him to slim down, so that's probably why he's trying to get down to the weight. And then they slimmed him down, and they focused all on a stagnant southpaw. With I saw it.
They're thinking too much. See, they got him in there thinking too much.
Oh, that's what it is? Oh, that's what it is, right?
Yeah, they got him in there thinking too much. No, I'm not saying that a boxer got to be the dumbest guy in the world, but this is a boxing match. This is not Jeopardy. You know, this is not Jeopardy. It's not one of them talk shows or something. This is boxing. The whole concept of boxing is so easy. Listen, when the bell rings, it's your job to render this guy unconscious, or he renders you unconscious. Mm-hmm. You can understand that, right? Mm-hmm. Now, go out there and do the job. You know, you out there trying to box with a boxer, a master boxer. Like Oleksandr Usyk. You out there trying to box with Oleksandr Usyk. And then the first couple of rounds, I said, you're asking for trouble. As I watched those rounds unfold, I said, you asking for trouble. Because my concept would have been stop Usyk from getting into a rhythm.
Yeah, that's right.
He allowed him to get into a rhythm. And when he got that rhythm, I said, uh-oh. You just walked into the office of Oleksandr Usyk. Have a seat and take this whooping.
Oh man, you funny. Hey, you know what? Yeah, as things unfold, right? You obviously your guy Glasarenko, the heavyweight division look like it's changing. You know, Joshua, I don't know what he gonna do next. He got the rematch, or if he gonna take it or not. No, we just want to fight.
We just want Oleksandr Usyk. We got a first round KO.
Oh,
thank God.
You beat Ustinov. I remember Ustinov. You beat Ustinov in the round?
He clipped him. He clipped him with a right hand and knocked him out.
Oh, man. You happy about that?
Yeah, I'm glad because I didn't want that. I didn't want that to carry on. I didn't want that fight to I don't want that. I didn't want the fight, first of all. But it was a necessary fight. He's an older guy, a very experienced guy, but he still got 27 knockouts and 30-something fights.
Yeah, but he's got high rankings. He's got rankings as well. Everyone knows who he is. He's a name. He's a former name.
Yeah. And he can punch hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I didn't want, I said, look, this guy basically he's got nothing. He's just a fighter with a good name. So I said, in this right now, he's saying, look, I got nothing to gain. I got nothing to lose here, but I got everything to gain if I clip you and get you out. So, yeah, I was quite concerned about the fight. I mean, with my young charge, I was quite concerned, but I was happy that Vlad was able to clip him and get him out of there in one round. He couldn't beat the count because he got clipped right on the point of the chin. But Vlad Sarenko told me during that round, he said that the two times, that Ustinov had jabbed at him 2 times. And Vlad said, I caught both jabs with my right thumb. I kind of pushed him away when he jabbed. I deflected the jabs. He said, Bash, he said, those jabs felt like tree stumps. He said, those jabs were hard jabs. And it translated to my brain. And I said, I don't want this guy hitting me. Yes, Vlad said that those jabs felt like tree stumps. He said, I deflected both of them. And he said, it just translated to my brain that, Lord God, this guy is hitting hard. I don't want him to hit me. So in our next fight, we're going to try to fight Joanne Dupas of France.
Yeah, Dupas. That's who the Wilder fought. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Well, we're gonna try to fight him on November the 27th.
Okay, where you fighting him? What country?
We're gonna fight him in France.
Yeah, because you're starting to make some waves because you seem like you're going Tony Yoko around there. Like you seem like you're knocking off all these the fringe contenders. They were like fringe contenders now.
Well, we worked with Tony Yoka in our last camp. We fought on Tony Yoka's card.
Oh, yeah, so yeah. He was the main event. Yeah. You're right. Oh, you was on that card. Okay, so that's what's up.
But we sparred with Tony Yoka prior to that.
Okay, see there. See, there you go. Because we
done been in Tony Yoka's camp 3 times to sparring with him.
Yeah, because he's up and coming as well. He got his own ambitions.
And me and Vlad, me and Vlad went in the camp. He's a nice person. It's a nice camp. The people are nice. The people are civilized, respectful, and it goes well. They have heated sparring sessions. Vlad Sarenko and Tony Yoka, they have heated sparring sessions.
Wow, cool.
So it's not like it's a cakewalk in there with Tony Yoka. Tony Yoka is a big, strong guy, and he's willing to mix it up.
Yeah. I mean, he beat Joe Joyce, obviously in the gold medal, but some people didn't think he won that fight. But yeah, he's a good up and coming crafty boxer, very very intelligent. Very intelligent.
Yeah, a very big guy.
Yeah,
and he's willing to mix it up. I look forward to getting back in that camp.
Right.
I like working with him.
The problem was, that's gonna be a hard fight though. So you said earlier on you said about Usyk. You said you was putting too much pressure on him. Can you elaborate on that in terms of your relationship? Like you said you were putting too much pressure on him. What do you mean? What kind of pressure will you want? What kind of pressure?
I'm a no-nonsense trainer.
All right, go ahead.
I'm a no-nonsense trainer because I realize this is my life. This is my life. I got to get this right. So I want things done the right way. I want you to get up at a certain time. I want you to go to bed at a certain time. I want you to eat certain food. I want you to drink certain water. I want you to do it by the book. This is all that I know. You understand? This is all that I know. And I try to guide the young fighter from that perspective. I don't want to train a lot of fighters. I want to train 1, maybe 2 that I can relate to that respects me, that want to go out and try my perspective of boxing.
Mm-hmm.
I've been in this thing a long time, and I've learned a lot of things. And I want to share those things with the young boxer now, while I have a chance.
Mm.
Because one day I'm going to have to sit down and just watch.
Yeah.
You know,
no, yeah.
I'm going to have to sit down and watch. I can't go forever. I love boxing. I love being involved in boxing. But I can feel my time. I can feel the years it's weighing on me now. But I can teach. If a boxer is looking for understanding on what the perspectives and concepts of boxing is, I can teach. It don't take no muscles to do that. I don't have to do no pad work. You know, I don't buy into that nonsense. I think you need a straight bag, double end bag. You need this various heavy bags. You know, you need depending on the size of the fighter, but I'm just relate to the heavyweights. You need a big bag and a heavier bag. You know, rope skipping. You know, but all of the things that they got now, I see the boxers doing 1,000 things in the gym, and I'm saying, what good is this stuff? What is that going to equate inside of a boxing ring?
Yeah, exactly. Is it going to be effective in the boxing gym?
You know,
the boxing ring, yeah.
But in the ring, is it going to be effective on the night of the fight?
Mm-hmm.
And the most of the time, my brain says, no, it's just an exercise. This is an exercise. I see these guys doing all kinds of things, so I'm not a fan of it.
So when we go back to Usyk here, what we're saying is that he became world champion, and other influence come around him. He wasn't sticking to the regime because he gonna let loose. You know, he became you was there. You know, he does beat Kawaki. He's a world champion now, and then that's what you say. Like you go. This is the time where we just started now to build. So is that what the pressure was, or go ahead.
You know, I'm just saying, when I say pressure, I mean, I like it to have it my way.
All right.
Box wants to have it his way.
Yeah.
I want to have it my way.
Gotcha.
I'm the elder. I'm the teacher. I want to have it my way.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I need you to do. This is what I need you to try. And I think I put too much pressure on the guys, you know?
All right.
Blasirenko's been like 5 years now.
But this is what I'm saying, because like up until the championship, that's okay. But when they become champions, these sort of things might happen again. If it arises again, do you think that maybe you need to pull back a bit in terms of maybe I'm a bit too strict or whatever, or you're gonna be who you are?
When I say strict, I'm not that strict. I'm not that strict. I understand.
Mm-hmm.
I just tell them what I want. I know they ain't gonna follow through 100%. Okay. I know that there. I mean, I'm realistic. They're human beings.
Mm. Yeah, but hey, listen, man, you know what you're talking about, and you're right. He needs a teacher. I don't think Joshua thinks he needs a teacher, and I'll be honest with you. He's going back to Robert McCracken, and he's gonna stay with Eddie Hearn. I feel like that's the same thing. They're gonna change. They might want to tweak their thing, but it's broken, man. It's broken. They've been exposed. There's a ceiling. They can't go no further, man. They can't go no further. You know what I mean? But I think he's gonna ride out with them, like James DeGale and with Jimmy McDonald when he fought Kayla Truax. They reached the ceiling. At that point, he should have changed. He got it back with thing. He got himself in a bloodbath. He got his title back, but then he vacated it. Andy Josh is at a crossroads right now. If he doesn't make the change now, it's too late, man. It's too late. What do you think?
Yeah, I'd say you're right. I think that he needs change now. All right?
Yeah.
He needs change now. He needs to look into his soul, look into his career, and say, what can I do to get better? Because that was a dismal loss last night.
Mm-hmm.
I can see if he went out like a barn burner of a fight, but that was a methodical, slow motion loss.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It was a loss.
It was bad, man.
And then to have Usyk come back later on and say that Anthony Joshua is nothing special.
What Usyk said that?
Yeah, Usyk said Anthony Joshua is nothing special.
Oh my gosh. You see that? My gosh, man. See, that might fire him up some. That might fire him up some. You know?
Yeah, but after the fact.
Yeah, but that's yeah.
Who cares? Who cares if it fires him up after the fact? I was telling Ingram, I said he needs to win this fight. This is a legacy fight. You can't blow this fight, not this fight.
Yeah. Well, he's blowing it. He needs a teacher. I don't think fighters these days don't even know what a teacher is. They just think everyone's a trainer, and everyone's a what do you call it? What's them ones there? The ones that comes in the circuit trainers. The ones who comes in the strength and conditioners trainers. I think they can't distinguish between the two because they, like you said, they're hearing all the voices like this guy saying this, saying that. The thing is, a lot of old trainers like yourself are being pushed. The sport has got the YouTubers coming in. They don't think that they have to do the training that what's necessary and required. Amanda Holyfield's coming back, them old trainers. So I don't think people have been taking from boxing for years, but ain't giving it back. And this is the result of it. Anthony Josh is at the top of the end. And Rob, this is the thing of what bothered me about Ron McCracken before you eat it. He said Joshua's still kind of a baby. He didn't have over a certain amount of amateur fights. And I think he still looks on Anthony Joshua like the guy who just came through the gym. But really, this guy's a grown man who's a professional. You know what I mean? He's the trainer mentality. He's talking to Joshua like he's a little kid, man.
Oh my God, that's wrong.
Yeah, that's what he said.
That's
he
wrong.
said it after the fight. And
I think that one of my biggest achievements to this day is the ability to train a guy from the very beginning, like a Maurice Harris.
Yeah.
Maurice Harris didn't have no amateur fights. He came into boxing fighting the who's who. He fought Vaughn Beam within his first 8 fights. Within his first 8 fights, he was fighting seasoned fighters. And he got a guy with no amateur experience, 16 years old, and by the time he was 21, he was fighting killers. Larry Holmes, Henry Akinwande, Chris Burke. He was fighting the who's who of the heavyweight division. He was boxing Lennox Lewis, Mike Tyson. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I wasn't babying him. This is the things that he wanted to do. I didn't baby him. And they can't baby Anthony Joshua. He's a seasoned professional.
Yeah, that's what he's doing. He's babying. He talks to him like I listened to the interview. I mean, I should play it right now. If you listen to it, he talking, he goes, Joshua's still a baby. And what I'm saying, so listen to this. He talks to Joshua like Joshua's a baby, like he's just started the game, and this guy's a unified champion. Then, on the other hand, Usyk is special. Usyk is he was acting like if one punch of Usyk would knock him out. Joshua was acting like that. If Usyk clips him, he's gonna get knocked out, and that's what he did. He took away from Joshua and he gave Usyk the power. That's how Joshua, the trainer, put that in the fighter. The trainer put that in the fighter. That's why he fought the way he fought. That's what he is. That's what, because I know you put the sort of fire in certain fighters there that they would come out there off their seat, like the seat's on fire, and go to work. Like you look at this, Dillian White is another one, right? He was confused. I don't have to understand it because when Anthony Joshua fought him, it was a different beast. This guy came to do work. You know what I mean? When he fought Glad, when he stopped Glad, after getting knocked down, he came. But with Usyk, I think he paying him too much. The trainers did that. And it was Anthony Joshua and his own blood, sweat, and tears got him to that point. But then the train, they don't know what they got with him. I don't think they don't know what they're doing with him. Okay.
Good.
No, I think they've never had no one like that, so they don't know what to do with him. They just experiment as they go.
Well, I'll tell you one thing: they'll never have nobody again, because no brain trust, managers and promoters alike are going to put no worthy guy in their hands. Because, I mean, people could be around the sport a long time and not learn nothing. And apparently, they didn't learn nothing from the Ruiz fight.
Well, I mean, this is the thing, right? All right, there's 2 fights. I'll put this, right? Ruiz was never supposed to fight Joshua. Oleksandr Usyk was never supposed to fight Anthony Joshua. Both circumstances happened out of situations. So the first one with Ruiz, Anthony Joshua was supposed to fight Big Baby Miller in New York. He pulled out. They were looking for an opponent. They looked at the fattest guy there, the slopperiest guy there, and they thought it was easy for Anthony Joshua. You're muscular. They never really done their homework, right? In fact, Ruiz was harder than Big Baby Miller. Then Anthony Joshua was trying to chase Tyson Fury. That fell through. Now the WBO on mandatory for the WBO. Now I said they should have vacated the WBO and let Usyk fight Joe Joyce. But then when Joshua was like, well, we could fight him. We might as well fight him. So that's why they would never. So in both, what the matchmaker is out of the matchmaker's hands at that point. You know what I mean? Or maybe not. They selected opponents that not really was stylistically were good for Anthony Joshua. So they should be held responsible as well. So Usyk was never going to be a good matchup for anyone. Like he's a southpaw. He's busy, and Joshua struggles with short guys. So the whole team is in question, and now they're the challenger. They're the challenger for his belt. So this is boxing. Your guy is being matched well. He's going against the Harpers. That's a very good match for him because the Harpers is still a bit dangerous, but your guy should be able to beat him. That's a good fight for your guy. A good learning fight.
It's a very, very good learning fight, and I'm concerned about that hit. Yeah. I'm concerned about the fight, but it's a necessary fight.
But you need to be now. Listen to this now. What you just said there. You're concerned about a fight. Now, how concerned Robert McCracken when he fighting there to lose weight and to go in there and outbox the master boxer? See, when you're concerned, that keeps you edge and that keeps your guy hungry. So you bring that edginess into the camp. That you don't get it right, we're gonna lose this. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna lose and we're gonna go back on the shuffle. So you bring that intensity, and that's what you need to be as a trainer. Wouldn't you agree? Robert McCracken's too laid back.
I feel that Blasterenko avoids me sometimes in the camp.
Why is that? You too aggy. You're too.
Because I'm always there. I'm always got him saying, we need to watch this video. We need to watch that video. Let's watch the video of this old fight. You know what I'm saying? Because this old fight that we get ready to fight is relative to the fight that you get ready to have. Okay. For whatever the reason, this is relative to the fight you get ready. So I'm always in his face. I'm always getting in his head about boxing. And I'm doing that naturally. I'm not doing it because I'm concocting or planning. It's my instinct to do this. To let him know that there's a tougher road ahead. And I don't want you to fail when you get there. So I'm trying to prepare you emotionally, mentally, and spiritually before we get to the gate.
That's right.
So I'm constantly in his face. So I think that he avoided this sometimes. He gets in his car, drive away for hours, So this old guy don't get on my nerves,
Yeah, but the thing is, that sort of, well, that's who you are. But the thing is, that's what you need at this point, man. That's gonna get you to the title shot, man. You know what I mean? A lot of these guys, and Emmanuel said it before. I remember listening. They asked Manny, why you train heavyweights. I don't like them. They're kind of cowardly in their nature because most people don't fight. They don't know. But Lennox Lewis, who came from the amateur, he could respect that. He could respect the way, and Evander Holyfield, he knew them from the amateurs. He knew what kind of men they were. But most heavyweights in general, they're not used to being so aggressively because most people don't try and fight them. So they have to learn to fight or box, whatever. So you're putting that stuff in them that in nature, they're not really like that. But they need that as they go forward. They're going to have to need it. Go ahead.
Right. I'm listening to you. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, and you understand that I train amateur fighters. Like I had a fight on the weekend, and I didn't know because with amateur you don't know who you got. So I trained my guy, a certain style. We're looking at Floyd Patterson because I like the way Floyd Patterson, when he was middleweight and he won the middleweight Olympics. I love the way when he was a heavyweight champion. I love the way he was busy. He knew he was a smaller guy, but he was busy. So when I get the amateur fighters, I like them flurry to the body. I like them flurry to the head. And set your flurry intense. You setting up the body shot. You flurry to the body. You set head.
I like the no nonsense boxing.
Yeah, the ones who come in this.
I loved watching Eddie Mustafa box.
Oh, he's good
because he was a no because he was a no-nonsense professional.
Uh-huh.
He was a no-nonsense professional.
Yeah.
90% of his punches found their mark with telling circumstances, consequences. Telling, you could tell when he hit something, you could tell that it was making advancements towards ending the fight or winning the fight.
Okay, yeah.
So he was one of the guys that I really watched a lot.
Matthew Saad Muhammad, I like watching him because he's another one. He's busy. And Harold Brazer, like you showed me Harold Brazer. I agree with you, Eddie Master Muhammad, because he's very deliberate in what he's doing. He's setting things up. You can see the picture unrolling, unraveling. That's what you're trying to say. Now, people listening to this, you're going to get a school on this. Go check out Eddie Mustafa Muhammad. I think it was Eddie Gregory versus Marvin Johnson. How to break down a southpaw. Now, if you watch that, you'll set up how.
No.
Go ahead.
Go check out Eddie Mustafa Muhammad versus everybody.
There you go. How? Well, maybe not the guy in jail. Maybe not the guy in jail because he lost the one. But the ones he was winning, you see him setting up the picture. But go ahead.
Even James Scott. James Scott, the fight that he lost, you know?
Yeah. He's putting bricks in places to set up what he wants to do. And then you see the whole thing evolve.
That's
now,
right.
This goes into
when Eddie hit something, I don't care what he hit. When he hit something, you could see in the opponent's movement, in his eyes, in his reactions, that those punches was going a long way towards ending the fight or winning the fight.
Yes. And that's what I was talking about, the left hook to the body that Joshua never threw. He never landed any of them. The left hook to the body, he never did, or the right uppercut to the body. None of them shots that Mr. Bashir was talking about. And that would have set up all the headshot on the straight right or the left hook to the head. Joshua never made a picture. The picture was you was just in there letting, it was a dance. Andy Joshua was letting Usyk dance him around. Usyk was the lead. He was like, you was just following him around. He never cut the ring off. It was, you know what? I was very frustrated watching that. I was very frustrated. And I'm frustrated with the team, his team allowing him to do that. He was embarrassed. He gave Usyk the credit and he walked out.
Look at Matthew Saad Muhammad, the way he fought Marvin Johnson.
Yeah.
Marvin Johnson was not a cakewalk for anybody.
No, sir.
Saad Muhammad took what he had to take. As my trainer would say many years ago, go and eat what you have to eat, but get close to him. When you do, wreak havoc on him.
There you go.
Just watch the two fights between Marvin Johnson and Saad Muhammad, and you'll see how to deal with a southpaw. Because Saad said, look, you know what? Enough is enough. Let's go. And Saad would step on the gas and he would never get off the gas until Marvin was gone.
There you go. But he trained that way. Now let's talk about the training because Joshua never trained that way. I saw the clips of what he was doing. They had a guy standing there he had his pads in the southpaw stance and he was telling Joshua to lean back. I was watching it and you know, all these trainers are around him and the guy was just standing still. And I was like, yo, I think, you know, because Rob McCracken probably said he couldn't bother to do it. He brought another trainer in and say, look, this guy's going to teach you how to beat southpaws. And I think Rob McCracken must have went somewhere else because he was doing the Olympic team. You know what I mean? So all on the build-up, where was Joshua? This is what I'm talking about, the amateur system. He's in Sheffield and letting Rob McCracken deep, but he ain't even training you, bro. So Joshua is really, really fight. And the thing about this, he hasn't had a proper trainer with him all this time. So imagine if you get someone in the corner like yourself or someone who can sit down with him and listen to this now, 24/7, where you don't have to go see your trainer 2 hours or 3 hours down the motorway. The man's in your house. The man's around the corner. You know, I know you'd be on the phone every day working with this kid, and he ain't got that. He ain't never had that. Joshua's never had a permanent training with him. He's been left to do his own, and he's still been that successful. But this is bad, man. This is bad. This is a turning thing. So, hey, before I was gonna say, I got some questions in the chat. I know YG and some other want to ask you a question.
You know, let me say this here.
Yeah.
Understand that boxing trainers, when they come into a situation where there's a big fight or whether it's a 4-round fight, it's all a concept. It's the concept of the trainer, the teacher. It's the concept what they think is appropriate to win this particular fight. Most trainers got one size fit all mentality. They don't make adjustments for different opponents or different opponent styles.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? But it's just a concept. And they'll say, okay, this is what we need to do. That's why I disagree. I don't think that you can train heavyweights. These great big guys, it's difficult to train them the same way you train a super middleweight.
But you see, I agree with him, but I agree with him, but you got to change up the pace, because Joshua, I never one point did he never put no flurries together, man. He did it with Glad. He did it with Glad. He did all sudden he put a cluster of punches together, and one of them landed.
Well, it looked to me like he's saying trying to pace himself.
Yeah, he didn't want to get knocked out. He did just enough to go to
for the psychological fear of getting exhausted.
Yeah, that's what he was. That's what it looked like. It looked like they plan to go the distance and say, if we keep it close, we're gonna go on the scorecards. That game plan, because they, everyone say Joshua's weight.
You know what? What I like?
Yeah.
I like the Sonny Liston, George Foreman approach.
Yeah.
If I get tired, I get tired. But guess what? While I'm not tired, I'm gonna whoop your ass.
Yeah, I'm a big guy. I'm gonna go in there. I'm gonna put you on your back, man. I'm gonna take it to Usyk.
All right.
Yeah.
I might get tired.
Yeah.
I might get tired then. You might come back and beat me. But guess what? While I'm feeling good, I'm gonna put this wood on you. I'm gonna put this wood on your head, on your neck. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to work.
Uh-huh. Chip you down and chop until eventually you fall, man. Usyk's coming. Usyk gonna come in doubly confident. I think Usyk gonna come in the rematch. He gonna stop Andy Joshua. They're gonna tell him from the jump, bro. They said, "Look how you ended the 12th round." They gonna stop him. What do you think? In the he going straight for the stoppage. I'll tell you that now. I'm saying it right now. EJ Boxer like, and Usyk is gonna stop Andy Joshua. He gonna go for the stoppage, and he ain't gonna. And you hear what I'm saying to you? He ain't gonna stop punches until Joshua falls. Go ahead.
You know what? Since I was so wrong, I'm gonna just keep my mouth shut for the second.
No. You keep talking. You keep talking because you got caught under the spell of like everyone else. Eddie Hearn is very sneaky. I'm gonna tell you what he did, right?
No, you know what? I'm telling you. I didn't get caught in the spell. I just felt that Anthony Joshua slipped on a banana peel versus Ruiz, and I said, he's not going to do that. He knows better. He knows he has to. That's why I chose Joshua. I said he knows he's got to win this fight. This is a legacy fight. He cannot take the chance of blowing this fight. Psychologically, I was in his head, and I said, I know that he's aware that this is a legacy fight, that he's not going to do it. And he went right out there and did it anyway. I said, oh, yeah. In my sleep, I was saying, oh, I can't believe this.
No, I was trying to make a point that Eddie Hearn became the promoter of Oleksandr Usyk. He said to him, look, look, to fight Andy Joshua, I need to be your promoter. So he gave him Chad Witherspoon. You know what I mean? He gave him all these opponents. Well, they decided his opponents, they made him look bad. They devalued Oleksandr Usyk for what he did in the cruiserweight division. They devalued him. So coming into the fight, people looked at Usyk like, well, bro, he ain't doing nothing special against them other heavyweight. Derek Shaw made him look bad. So, bro, if Derek Lewis made him look bad, what do you think Andy Joshua gonna do with his power and his this? But what they didn't understand is that on the other side, Rob McCracker's telling him, yo, this guy's dangerous. You're too big, Joshua. You need to come down a weight. Look, I'm gonna bring a guy into box. You need to go out and box this guy. So what I'm saying to you is that people got caught up with that side of devaluing Usyk and not saying Usyk, not making Usyk. That's what I meant. And you fell into that because I heard you saying, well, he didn't look good against the other heavyweights, so how Joshua's better than that. That's what I'm saying. Because a lot of everyone, I knew that already, and he did that with.
Yeah, I guess it played. I guess it played in a lot of people's perspective of the fight.
Yours did. It did.
That he didn't look. You understand?
Yeah.
But every fight is different.
Mm-hmm.
And like he bulked up a little bit. I figured that bulk was. I mean, if he had stepped on the gas and made him use more energy. See, because AJ didn't make Oleksandr use energy. So he could dispense his energy the way he wanted to, basically because Anthony wasn't putting no heat on him.
Nah, he wasn't. No heat.
He wasn't putting no heat on him, so I can dispense my energies the way I want to, because nobody's putting no heat on me. from my perspective of fight, if I was training Anthony Joshua, I would say, listen, you go out there and make the man spend 8 rounds worth of energy, but you do it in 4 rounds. Step to him and punch.
Body, aim for the body.
All that posing and going around the circle, posing and looking and pity pat jabbing. No. You go out there like a wrecking machine and punch everything above the waist, man. You don't have to select no punches. You're a big, strong man. Throw these punches. But instead, Usyk, I can see a window where he can get in on the rematch. I can see an instance where he can come in and knock Joshua out.
Yeah, he gonna knock Joshua because he gonna do what you said. He gonna keep throwing until Joshua hits the deck. That's what he gonna, because he did it in the last round. He did it and he was opening up because I saw what he followed the game plan. He listened to the trainer, but if you look in the last round, he opened up. He opened up just to check it out, so just to know what he's gonna do in the rematch.
If that was a 15-round fight,
yeah, Joshua ain't there. Joshua get bent over him, bent over, embarrassed. I see him in his corner like Usyk celebrating on his knees, praying. Joshua's in the corner getting water, medical doctor in him, all kinds of things on him. He said he was blind. He said he was blind in the 10th round, in round 9. He said he couldn't see out of one eye. Go ahead. What would you say to him that? What about that?
Yeah. Well, what else could he say? I mean, what else could he say?
If a guy's blind in the one eye, what would you say to him in the corner? How to fight? Like same thing. Just shut your
punch out of the eye that you can see out. That's the one.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
Use the one that you can see. Use that one. The punch.
And get busy.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was bad, man. When I think about heavyweights and Joe Louis and some of these guys, they got to you. They got to you, man. Like that's why they're heavyweights, man. For the heavyweight division, George Foreman came out and said his piece. He said this guy don't know who he is. Who's he been? He don't know who he been. He's like these guys out here have robbed his identity, man. He put so much trust in these people. They don't know boxing, man. They've reached a ceiling. We're on the world scene. You know what I mean? He's been around you. Like, okay, have you got Anthony Joshua's number?
No. I haven't had his number the last 2 years.
Yeah, because I was talking to some other.
He's Hollywood now, you know.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. When you talk to him, he'll say you need to talk to my advisors first, and he's what you call a media trained now. So when you talk to him, you can't have a square conversation. He's overthinking things over time, and that's what he's become. He's become a corporate media because he's worried about how
I can teach Anthony Joshua some things. I can teach any heavyweight some things.
Yeah, I believe so.
I just need the audience. You know, like I said, you know, when I get with a boxer, I spend 2 weeks with him. We get a hotel somewhere out of the area where he lives at.
Yeah.
Out of the area where I live at, and we spend that 2 weeks together.
Gets busy. I'm glad to see you back on the road. You know what I mean? And you doing your thing, man. You see you look younger, man. You look so much happier, bro.
Yeah, man. I'm happy about it. You know, I just got in last night.
Yeah, you said
from Ukraine.
Yeah.
This last fight took us on a trip. We went to Bulgaria. We went to Greece.
Yeah.
We went to France.
Yeah.
And finally, we got to fight in France. So yeah, we was bouncing around. Vlad Sarenko out.
Yeah, it looked like some years that's come off you. Like you're like, yo, bro, I'm back. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, this was just back doing these things, yo. You know what I'm saying?
I'm happy. I'm very happy.
Yeah, you can tell.
I'm happy with my boxing too. You know, I'm happy about this young man, Vlad Sarenko.
Yeah.
You know, he's a very pleasant person to be with. You know, very pleasant. Yeah. He keeps something going. You know.
Well, glad Sarenko for people. Hey, listen. Hey, I'm gonna tell everyone. You was the one talking about Oleksandr Usyk from when you got him after he won the Olympic gold medal. You was on him. You was telling me about it from then, and now you got Glad Sarenko. So people need to check out. What's his name? Glad Sarenko. Check him out. Glad Sarenko.
Vladislav. His name is Vladislav.
Vladislav. What country?
Vlad. You know, we call him Vlad for short, but his name is Vladislav Sarenko.
Yo, so what country? What country?
He's 18-0. He's 18-0 with 15 knockouts, and he's coming. He's coming along just fine. He's 26 years old.
Oh, young.
6 feet 4. 240.
He's young. Go ahead. Break it down. Go ahead.
240 pounds. You know, and he's coming. He's coming along really nicely. You know.
What you reckon? He can beat Joe Joyce? He can beat what's his name again? Philip
We're gonna
Kovich?
no, listen. Vlad Serejko has boxed them all. He's boxed Oleksandr Usyk, Joe Joyce, Tony Yoka, Bermain Stavern, Michael Hunter. He gets in the ring with anybody I ask him to get in there with. All right? So he's a good guy, and he's coming along nicely. You know, he's coming along nicely. Wow. I just need him. I need him now to beat Johan Dupas. We need to win that fight, and then we can talk about the next.
What card is that going to be on? Is that going to be on another card of Tony Oko?
I don't know.
What country? You know what country you're fighting at?
We're gonna fight in France.
That means it's gonna be Tony Yoku. Then that means you're gonna be on the card that because that one.
But we gotta. Dupas got to sign the contract. Serejko already signed it. Dupas got to sign the contract.
He'll probably sign that. That means that that probably sound like another card on Tony Yoko's card because
this is not a gimme fight. It's a fight.
No, he's not easy. I mean, he gave Wilder trouble for a certain round. He got a real different.
No, Johan Dupas can fight.
Yeah, I agree with you. He gave Wilder trouble.
He was in a training camp with us a couple of times. He can fight.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to that one. That sounds real good because everyone know him because he gave.
Changing gears for a minute. What about the Kanaki fight? Adam Kanaki versus.
You're talking about he's fighting a rematch with the Nordic warrior. What's his name again? The big tall guy. Robert Helenius. Yeah, they fight in a rematch.
I don't know that I would have taken that fight.
He has to take the fight. He can't. He needs to beat that guy, man. Robert Helenius is a
no. Vladimir Klitschko never fought his first loss. He never fought him again.
Oh, you
talking
Ross Purity?
Ross Purity.
But it followed with him. It's like Buster Douglas, Mike Tyson.
Vladimir Klitschko never fought Corey Sanders again.
Yeah, but he chased him down his career, man. People still bring it up every now and again. Every time you know what I'm saying?
Still didn't stop him from becoming the champion. He just kept on moving, you know. And I'm looking at the Helenius fight. I'd say, man, if I was the man, that's what we need Helenius for.
Because Helenius has been drinking and eating, and you know when it comes to the pros, you got your scouts, so you know this guy ain't training, he eating, so you can catch him off guard like Ruiz and whoop his ass. That's why you see what Sugar Ray Leonard did to Roberto Duran. He caught Yeah, that's why you catch him. That's how you catch these guys off guard. That's why they took the rematch. They go, what's he doing? Well, he ain't doing nothing. He drinking, eating, he's celebrating his win. All right, ask him for a rematch.
What about Dillian? What about Dillian's upcoming fight?
Yeah, that we could talk about that. We talking about that guy there. They talking about Otto Wallen. That's a hard fight, man. That's a hard fight. He is southpaw, busy, gave Fury. I don't know if Fury took his eye off the ball, but Dillian, I
got a young Ukrainian guy.
Yeah.
Igor Pleviko. His name is Igor Pleviko, and we work with a guy in New York a lot. You know.
You work with Kaneki. You work with Kaneki.
No.
Who you work with?
It's evading my mind.
We just talking about Otto Wallen, right? You work with Otto Wallen.
Otto Wallen.
Okay.
We do a lot of we spar with him a lot. And he's a good guy. He's a good fighter.
Yeah, he is.
He can punch.
He's
a southpaw.
Yeah.
He's big. He's a big guy. It's not an easy fight for Dillian White.
So when you say you're building it up now, Mr. Bashir, you sound like you're saying he gonna beat Dillian in London, right? It's this month. What do you think? He gonna beat Dillian? He can beat Dillian. What Dillian's gonna turn up?
I think he's very capable of winning that fight.
What Dillian needs to turn up on that fight?
The Dillian that needs to show up for that fight is the one that's fighting for his life, his boxing life, because that's what he's fighting for. He's in there with Otto Wallen, and I'm telling you something, Otto Wallen can fight. He's a big guy, he's a lefty, he's strong, he can punch, he can cause problems.
Well, this is the thing, right? I talked to one of my other trainers, Earl Austin. You see him in the group. He said, when someone's a good boxer, you become a fighter. You know what I mean? If you're a good boxer, if they're a fighter, you become a boxer. You know, and boxing.
I just said that a moment ago.
Yeah.
In in the same venue. I said this a few moments ago.
Yeah, so that's what.
If you're a good fighter, you become a good boxer. If you're a good boxer, you become a good fighter.
Yeah, because
you got to do just the opposite.
Yeah, just the opposite. Because Dillian was doing that with Povetkin, and then he tried to fight him, and Povetkin caught him. So that's
one thing I respect about Dillian White is Dillian White don't avoid nobody.
Oh, hey, if Dillian White was to fight Usyk, who you think would have happened? I think Dillian White would beat Usyk, man. I think Dillian White would beat because Dillian would cut loose, man. He'd say, "Yo, I had enough of this shit. I'm gonna go for him." You know what I mean?
You know what? Usyk is a difficult guy to fight. It looks so easy from the outside, but you get inside there with him, and it's like you in the Matrix. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. You looking for Usyk, and he's in back you somewhere, slapping you, so pop, hitting you. The next thing you know, he's down on the corner.
Shit.
You go down to the corner, he's back in your living room looking out the window at you. You know, so it's like you're in the Matrix when you fight.
Yeah, I realized that because the way he leaned back, I was looking at his footwork. He does it. I think he practices it religiously. How he jumps back, jumps in, jumps out, and he keeps testing the range. It's very hard to read. And if your reflex ain't where they're at, you're gonna get hurt. You're gonna get pinned up. You know, he's gonna get pinned up. I saw that. I said, but I thought Dillian would give a better account of himself because Dillian's one of them guys that's like, yo, I ain't getting embarrassed. This guy's embarrassing me, man.
Everybody starts out good with Usyk until you get around the 6th, 7th, 8th round. And then Usyk says, bye-bye, I'll see you. And he takes off.
Yeah.
And nobody can catch him. Nobody can catch him.
Yeah, my man PMC said Robert Helenas, he'd been training over there in Deontay Wilder's camp, helping him out for Tyson Fury. I think Tyson Fury gonna lose, man. Because I think because he said he had COVID. Right, I ain't gonna argue about that. But I don't know if Tyson Fury's focused because he's another one who's making that money. He been making that money. He be celebrating. You know, he been caught. You know, he gonna get caught with his pants down on this one. What you reckon? Wilder's hungry as hell, man. Wilder wants his belts back. He is so hungry. Go ahead, talk on it.
The jury is out on this one. I'm just sitting back and I'm watching. I'm watching how it plays out. Jury is out. You know, I don't buy all of that stuff. What guys are doing in training camps. I want to see what happens when they get under the big lights.
That's what it is.
When they get under the big lights, then I'll see.
Uh-huh.
You know,
I'll
see.
Well, that's gonna be.
I'm going to the phone company, man. I'll talk to you later on this evening.
Hey,
God willing. God willing.
I definitely know. But look, man, it's been a pleasure. We really appreciate it. Aftermath, Dillian White, Anthony Joshua, Usyk, and give a word, for the Usyk fans. Even though you ain't with him, give something to the fans of Usyk and say and give some kind words to Joshua. Or just give both of them. What do you want to say about both of them? First, Usyk, the champion.
Oleksandr Usyk, he turned out to be the heavyweight champion of the world. As I told you many years ago, that I told you that this guy would be the heavyweight champion of the world. That he's going to beat all these guys. So kudos, hands up to Oleksandr Usyk and Anthony Joshua. You got to go back to the drawing board. You got to get a teacher, man. You got to get a teacher. I know you're a good guy. You don't want to hurt people's feelings, but hey, it's like in business, you can't be that guy. You got to be the guy that's looking for perfection. And in order to do it, you got to reach out. You got to get a teacher. All right. And until then, keep your head up and get back in the gym. And in the meantime, do some serious soul searching. But this was a terrible loss.
100%.
This was a terrible loss. It was a terrible loss. But yeah, this is a terrible loss. It's going to be harder to live this loss down as opposed to the loss you dealt with John Ruiz.
Oh, you talking about Andy Ruiz though? But I know you mean.
I mean, and Andy Ruiz. All Ruiz is running around my head, Yeah.
I used to get confused with the two of them as well. Mr. Bashir, Mr. James Ali Bashir, the boxing pugilist. Always a pleasure. Hey, congratulations to your win. And you know what? We might as well do a breakdown on your guy, Serenko fighting Dubois. So we might as well talk about that guy. So hopefully I'll get you on that one on the rebound. I'm gonna try and get Jonathan Banks. I'm gonna try and get some other guys. But hey, listen, we really appreciate you coming over to EJ Boxing Live channel. You have a blessed day, my man.
Thank you, EJ, my man. Later.
Take care. Bye bye. And that was James Ali Bashir, people, man. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Yeah, I actually thought YG and some other people would actually jump in and ask some questions. Yeah, I got a link in the chat. I got a link here. You guys want to jump in? We on the aftermath, people. There's the link right there. Whoever wants to jump in and say their piece, EJ, come on down. You know what I'm saying? Come on down, people, man. Jump in, jump in. You know what I'm saying? PMC, because you didn't get your take PMC, you didn't get a chance to see AMG, Lil Jacob, Heavy Lefty. You're welcome, man. D Hodges, Zone 6, Soldier Boy. You know what I'm saying? A Abs. Cook, man. I've cooked already. I'll try not to interrupt. Express Truth. All you guys here, man. Joseph Brown. Big up to all you guys. Rob G, you know what I'm saying? All you guys here in the chat. I really appreciate it. Make sure you give the thumbs up. Donations are welcome. I need to put a quiz actually. You know what I mean? I might have to buy some more time because my thing's gonna run out, man. What a shock. Yeah, whoever was supposed to expect that. You know what I mean? And we got Mr. Bashir live breaking it down. He knows so much about Usyk. You couldn't believe that Joshua employed them tactics. All right, here we go. We got the first guy coming in. First man, first serve. There you go. PMC. What's up, bro? What's up, my brother? Unmute yourself, bud. You're still on mute, man. There you go. Talk your piece, bro.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. You on the roadside, innit? You on the roadside, right?
Yo.
Yeah, talk your piece. Go ahead. Talk your talk.
Yeah, I'm
your
on
talk.
the roadside, man.
Yeah, talk your talk, bro. Yeah, go ahead. Talk your piece. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I think EJ, man, he's got an identity crisis, man. And then I said it to James Allen Bashir years ago. I questioned AJ's growth. You know what I'm saying? Anthony Joshua's growth because of what he did when he started getting money. He stayed in his mom's house. Then he stayed with that amateur coach. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't progression. You know what I'm saying? It was like he was scared to branch out. You know what I'm saying? So he wanted to stay with what was comfortable and stuff like that. And I asked him, I asked Mr. Bashir, I was like, man, don't you feel as if he's gonna regress if he don't, get away from the amateur stuff, get away from that coach? And I think Mr. Bashir disagreed. I don't know, man. I forgot what he said, but I thought that was a concern years back. You know what I'm saying? He's not gonna progress, and he has an identity issue.
Yeah, he has. He has. There was a quote from George. Yeah, George Foreman said.
Issue.
Yeah, go ahead.
And he needs to get that straightened out, man. He needs to get that straightened out. Because what he is, he's not a boxer at all. He's a counterpuncher. Anthony Joshua was the big counterpuncher. That's what he called Klitschko with a counterpuncher, uppercut, right?
Go ahead.
Huh?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Say?
Carry on. No, carry on. Carry on what you're saying. Carry on, man.
Yeah, so that's what he is. He a counterpuncher. That's what he is, man. He's like the Charlos and a few other guys who are knockout artists. They don't have the skill set to set up everything, big punches and stuff like that, because they got started late in the game. But they skill. Yeah, but they are skilled counterpunchers. They can counterpunch, and they got a big punch to knock guys out, and that's what they should be focused on. They shouldn't be focused on winning rounds.
You're breaking up, PMC. You're breaking up, PMC. You're breaking up, buddy.
Charlos are very effective at what they do because they got an identity, and they win like K9 Bunches, when he did that tournament with the reality TV boxing with Sugar Ray
Oh, contender.
and
Contender.
and everything
Contender.
like that.
Yeah.
He said the one thing I got out of that tournament is that I found an identity. He said I found an identity. He said, I found an identity, and he stuck with it, and he became a champion. You get what I'm saying? He came to IBF, what was the middleweight champion, whatever like that. He got him
Like
a belt
middleweight, yeah,
before,
like
but he
middleweight,
stuck with it. Now,
two time like
you ain't
middleweight
gonna beat
champion.
everybody,
Yeah.
but you do have to have an identity and just move with it. But
Mm.
that's all I gotta say,
Yeah.
man. I think he gotta just go somewhere, focus on a trainer that's gonna help him find his identity and help him counterpunch better. Right. Yeah, just
100%,
like
man.
Wilder, he's they talk about him, he got a big punch, but he know his identity. And he has faith that he can knock you out. It's just showing it something different. Like I said, it's like a juke move. It's like a basketball player that only got one hand. He gonna juke to the left, juke to the right, do this, do that. But he's still gonna drive to the basket to the right. He's just trying to set you up so he can still go to the right. And that's what Wilder's working on now, and other opponents, and to not focusing so much on avoiding the right hand so he can land the right hand. But he knows that right hand is his meal ticket. Is his meal ticket, and he's gonna stick to
Yeah,
that.
he gonna
He just gotta
disguise it.
show
Yeah,
a
yeah,
little more faith,
yeah,
a little more juice here, use a little more of that jab, use something else
mm.
to throw people off so he can land that right.
Yeah, you're right. He gonna disguise it and then he gonna come through it. But it takes a lot of energy. We gonna have to find out, man. We gonna find out. So PMC, man, yo, I'm gonna end up the thing. I'm gonna end the live. But I think I'm because I need to. I think I'm gonna come back later on. So PMC, come back later on. Come back later on in the evening. I'm gonna do a live again because we ain't finished with this shit. Because
No,
the
you got
later
to
on,
disguise it more. No, you stick it in that part.
yeah,
Like nasty, nasty.
he gonna disguise it. I agree. So PMC, I'm gonna put you backstage though. You can come back later on PMC, and I'll put my
Yeah,
last
but
thing.
that
Go ahead. All right, so yeah, so PMC, you break it up, and you can come back later on, and then we
all right,
trouble
cool
later
beans,
on.
man. I'll catch you later.
Yeah. Take care. Rest up. Peace. So that was PMC, man. Check out his channel there. I think PMC still does some stuff though. But PMC, let's hear from Tony Cisse, and then we're gonna wrap it up. He's another top coach over in the UK. Tony Cisse gonna give his take, and then we're gonna wrap it up today. Yo, let's get it from my man Tony Cisse. Where we at?
How long have I been saying it?
Hold on, there we go. Let's run that back. Go ahead.
I told you AG wouldn't do it. How long have I been saying it, man? That's why I couldn't be able to keep saying it and not saying the same things. I told you. I said to you, look, AJ, EG, he's giving him the fight before he even started. Maybe we might win, maybe I won't win, maybe he's shaking his hand. I knew it. When it's like telling him, don't knock me out. He could have stopped him if he wanted to. I'm telling you, he just didn't do it because they were so friendly. Before he went and boxed at Tottenham Stadium, he was shaking everybody's hand and waving and hugging them before thinking about the fight. He already given the fight. I don't understand his mentality. It's like he went depressed, and this is the thing. When he knows someone can beat him, he goes in this depression state. I can't believe it. I knew it, and that's what he's like. He's been looked after really well, and I don't know why they're gonna really. I don't even think there will be a rematch. I think he just leave that, go somewhere else, do something else, another belt, and then he'll fight Fury, and that'll be it.
Hey.
I couldn't believe it. I could believe it because I knew what was going to happen. I said it to you last year sometime, and you said, no, he's not. He's too big for him. I said, listen, his feet. I said, listen, feet, you got to look see Usyk train. When you see that man training, you see certain things. Wow. I knew this geezer had, had the good footwork. I didn't know he had footwork like that.
Tony Cisse.
Yeah.
Tony Cisse.
Yes, my man.
How you been? I'm all right, man. Hey, listen. So obviously we just heard, what you saw because you was at the event. You actually was there.
No, I didn't go. I told you it weren't worth going because I knew what the outcome was going to be. I told you last year, didn't I? I said
Yeah, you did.
he's going to move. His head too good. He's gonna. So I didn't even bother go. I could have went. I could have gone on my on the boxing border control card thing I got. So it wouldn't have been a problem. But the thing is that I went to a soul event where I was going to be more happier dancing and enjoying company of people that that I went around with. So I said, let me do that because I knew the outcome. Now, if I knew AJ was going to win, I would gone. I would have gone because I wanted AJ to win. You know what I mean? But I knew he weren't going to win because the way the whole thing and the build up of the fight, it's like he wanted him to win. It was mad because it was like, maybe should I win? He might win if he does win. Then if the shaking of the hands and it was too much, man. It was like it was like it was planned. Everything was planned. He didn't. How can you go and try and box a boxer who's got his feet are so good and he knows how good he is with his feet? So
Yeah.
how are you gonna, you got to pressurize a boxer, haven't you? You have to go and try and, find him and limit the space he's got and try and, counteract him. You can't try and tick for tat. He was boxing music and he was trying to outbox music. So I couldn't really see the point, him trying to do it that way. He coming lighter. I couldn't understand. I didn't understand it. So I knew it was, it was something that it weren't worth, wasting money for that. It weren't worth it. It weren't worth it at all. You know what I mean? Before he went in the ring. He said hello to everybody and hugged them, and he spent more time doing that than concentrating on his fight. It's mad. Yeah. Oh, so yeah, it was a letdown for him where it shouldn't have been. You know what I mean, EJ? It was a letdown for him because he didn't need to lose in that way.
No.
I'd rather him getting knocked down.
Yeah, I agree
than
with you.
going.
No, I agree with you. What do you think about Ron McCracken and their strategy to make Anthony Joshua come down? He came in at
No,
two.
I don't think it was nothing to do with McCracken. McCracken wouldn't have done that. I know Robert McCracken. I know him, and he ain't gonna be in with all that. He would.
So who told
He
him?
would
Who told
want
him to lose
him
that
to
weight?
be more of a powerhouse.
Who told
You
him
know
to
what I mean?
lose?
Because he's bigger than him. So use
But
out strength him. You're gonna have to fight him now. Because don't let him try and outbox you and make you look a fool. Show him that you can whack. All you got to do is the straight jab, firm straight jab to him. Bang! And if he feels that round after round, you would slow him down. You break him down. And that's what Robbie would have said to him. Do you know what I mean? I think he gets to listen to other people. I think sometimes McCracken is just there for the show. Do you know what I mean? I'm not too sure if AJ's listening to him because you look in the rounds. Have a look when you listen to him in the rounds. You know what I mean? He's asking other people. What should I do? I don't know if the strategy that they had was thought out properly. And this is why I think that a lot of things have to change because they've got so many people working on strategies and all these strategies, he can't remember them when he gets and sits on he should work on the strategy which is going to fight with that person, I think. And then all these other fucking strategies of other people, you got to fuck them off and work with it because Usyk, you can see he's a boxer. He's a clever southpaw. I'm a southpaw, so I know that if someone's coming to rough me up, I'm going to stick to my guns and do what I'm going to, and have to move. And if when they come, I'm going to crack each time because that's how I'll break them down. Them coming to fight me. Do you understand? So it wasn't like that. He was trying to go tick for tat. He was trying to be like Usyk. But the punches were fake. It was like he weren't really putting anything in there. They were fake shots. It was like it was a waste of fucking time. Waste of time. It was upsetting because he didn't need to go down that way. I don't think so.
No.
I'm at a soul event right now, so geez,
Yeah, it was
it's unbelievable.
it was terrible, man. And I mean,
Terrible.
what would you? Okay, let's talk about what would you told AJ to do against the southpaw? How would you have trained AJ to get ready to beat Usyk? What would you advise them?
Well, it looked like. Listen, it looked like what it was to get to Usyk. You have to be more fitted than Usyk. Do you understand? And Usyk was just fit enough to do whatever he needed to do. So you have to be even fitter. So you're running, you're sprinting, has to be more because what you're doing, you're gonna have to fight him more of the pace. So I would have said to him, keep that middle. Don't you move around. You keep the middle. Let him keep running. All you do is cut him off and then crack each time. Bam, bam, bam. 1, 2. Throw that 1, 2, that jab to the face, jab to the, and just keep breaking him down because he would have gone. He wouldn't be able to dance around that fucking ring for 12 rounds like that in that pace. If you fight him, clever fighting as a southpaw, not just go in there and fight him and throw silly shots. Certain specific shots that you work on. What I would have taught him how to work on. I would have said, this is what you do to break down this opponent. This is how you do it. You know what I mean? Usyk, you've got to hit him where it fucking hurts. And that's, right in that solar plexus. He don't like getting hit in the solar plexus. He don't like getting hit round the fucking on his nose. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're the places you got to break them down. And people like AJ, who's strong enough. He's got the power. He's bigger. Look at him. Look how big he was to him. You know what I mean? He's like he could have thrown him around like a doll. You know what I mean? He's that smaller. But he's got good feet. He's got good fucking feet. You know what I mean? You can't hit something you can't get. And that's what they, and I think that's what the whole plan that they had, they forgot about.
Yeah, I think they were too busy giving Usyk all the credit and took away from who Joshua was. I think they stripped him. I think they deliberately stripped Joshua of who he was because these guys. Now let's get it right, Tony. Joshua only trains in amateur gyms. He trains in Finchley and he trains in Sheffield, and he's an amateur institution. Joshua hasn't got a place of his own. Do you reckon that has a factor in it? You're breaking up, Tony. Unfortunately, breaking up. Go on, you're breaking up. Go on, you're breaking up. Go on, say it again.
Sorry.
Go on. Yeah, go ahead. You're good. Go on.
Yeah, unfortunately, this is the case. This is the thing of when you're a fighter, you've got to listen to, people who mean something positive in what you're doing within your outcome. I think, all this stuff that you've got so many people telling him different stuff to do, different things to go on, different to be certain. No, all you do is think about what your main game is to win that fight. How are you going to break this fella down to win that fight? And for me, it was the wrong tactics, and I don't think it came from McCracken. I don't think so, because McCracken, as he said, he was unhappy that he didn't do what he wanted him to do.
He was doing what he did. He did what he was doing. He was telling him to keep turning and throw the right and that. And he never told him to commit, and he never told him he was losing. Rob McCracken he takes the blame. If he's with his fighter and you're saying he wasn't his thing to take the weight, but you're the head trainer. It was his idea to lose the weight. It was his idea to lose the weight.
Was it his idea?
Yeah, it was his idea to lose weight.
Wow, that's shocking.
Yeah, it was his idea to lose the weight, and it was his idea to try and outbox Usyk. That weren't Josh. All Joshua does is follow what the trainers tell him. Innit? He remember
That's
Joshua.
that's why I'm
God,
so surprised. I'm so
yeah.
surprised at that because he's that knowledgeable
Well,
and that he knows.
he goes to Joshua, right? After the fight. Have you seen? I've said it, right? After the post. He goes to Joshua. He's still a baby. This is what he says, Joshua. He's still a baby. He ain't had that many amateur fights. So he's basically, when he's with Joshua, he's treating him like a baby. He's not treating him like a grown man who's a world champion. And that's why he needs to get rid of him. And remember again, when he goes down there, right? Ron McCracken had a southpaw trainer teaching him how to break southpaw. Ron McCracken was off training the amateurs. And why you got to drive all the way down the motorway to go see your coach every now and again?
Every now and again, it's silly, isn't it? It's silly.
Yeah, well, and you ain't got, and then you go Finchley with all the hangers on taking pictures. Where you need 24 hour. You're professionally 24 hour.
You got to be with your coach every fucking day, every minute. Not part time.
No,
you can't. It don't
head
work.
coach. No, that's what I'm saying. Rob, he's got too much on, and he's only staying loyalty because Joshua, they helped him out when he got in trouble, and them not vouched for him to get him an Olympic. But now it's time to go, man. Because look, listen, this, yeah.
You could be right. You could be right, AJ.
Listen, you're Tony. You're a head coach, yeah. When everything goes down, you take responsibility, right?
Yes.
That's what it is, right? If he lost the weight, well, that comes down to you. Then they're questioning, why did you make him come down the weight? Then but they were saying he's too bulky. Then who told him to outbox Usyk? Because now they're talking about, okay, we could beat him, because they were like, oh, you're probably beat him being big. All right, how about we just lose weight and we beat Usyk at his own game? I mean, who decided to do that? I mean,
I'm shocked. Yeah. I was shocked when I heard that EJ.
Yeah, Tony's having technical problems here. But go ahead, Tony. Tony's moving around the house. That's what it is, mate. Where he got no reception, Tony. Go on, say what you're saying, Tony. If you're there, still there. You still there? Nah, he's having technical problems, isn't it? Oh, I was enjoying that. He's on mute. Oh, Tony, you're on mute. Okay, you're on mute, Tony. Take off the mute.
Can you?
There you are. Yeah, there you are. Go on. You was on mute for a sec. Go ahead. I can hear you now. Go on. Tony, I can hear you. Bruv. Hey, Tony. I can hear him. He's on. I took off his mute.
Can you hear me?
I can hear him. Yeah, I can hear you, bruv. Let me see 1 second. Let me see if I can. I was enjoying that. It's a good conversation.
EJ.
Yes, says Tony. Yeah, he's having technical problem. Jump out, jump in. Jump back in it. Jump in.
Okay, I can't hear you. I don't know what's happened.
Oh, it's easy. Yeah, he's.
What's happened, dude?
Yeah, no, just jump back in, Tony. Jump back in. Don't worry about it. Jump back in, Tony. Jump out, jump back in. Let me tell him. Yeah.
I don't know how to jump back in. What?
Yeah,
do I
press the link?
I'll jump out and then jump back in. Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. There you go. He'll be back in a sec. Technical problems, man. So a good conversation with Tony. He knows his stuff. Yeah, Ron McCracken needs to be held accountable, man. He needs to be held accountable because you know what I mean. It's what AJ can't, can't take all the blame. I've got a poll there, by the way. You guys, you want to chime in? A poll on there. Should Anthony Joshua take the rematch? Yes, no. Fight someone else. Hang up the gloves. So retirement. So far. Everyone's on, yeah, he should take the rematch. You know what I mean? He didn't get hurt. So that's what most people are thinking. Here we go. Tony's back now. Let me see. Tony's back.
Can you hear
Tony,
me?
Yeah, mate. You can hear me. Yeah, you're back. Yeah. Yeah, go on. Yeah, go on. You were saying, yeah, Ron McCracken should be held accountable.
Yeah, he could be. If he's told him to do that way and tell him to lose the weight, and
Yeah.
AJ is loose. He can bulk up, but he's still got good, quick twitch muscle. See what I mean? So even if he was, even if he was less and his weight, he's coming lighter. Of the whole fight of how he should have pressurized him, and I thought that he would have not what he would have been telling him because he told him after the fight. He's saying that he was ashamed that he didn't pressurize him more,
Yeah.
and I thought, oh, he must have been telling him because I didn't. I watched the fight. My son showing it to me on his chat. You know, when you just on WhatsApp, he
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
filming it, and that's
Yeah.
how I was watching it because I'm at a soul event. I'm,
Yeah.
I'm at the soul event.
Yeah.
See,
Go on. Yeah.
so I'm not got to see it live because it's at the soul event. They've not even got it on here. It's
Yeah.
not. It's not. They're just thinking about music, dance, and everything here. They're not thinking about boxing, and they've got people talking about events, music, and everything
Yeah.
there. So
Yeah.
my boy showed me the fight on his WhatsApp. So I've just got to go and get to see it now and watch it properly. You probably send it to me and I can watch it.
Yeah.
And
It'll be up on YouTube probably in the
it'll
week.
be up on YouTube soon.
Yeah,
See,
when you're on
so
Sky Sports, they put it up on that, and then when you watch it, you're just gonna be disgusted, mate. That's
I'm gonna because I haven't heard because I'm for what you're telling me right now.
yeah.
You know, you're telling me that this man wasn't telling him to go forward. This
Nah,
man wasn't.
he just told him to throw the right hand. But he see the thing is when you're fighting a southpaw, you have to
You
set
can't
things
just
up.
throw the right hand.
Nah,
You got to come over the top. Come over the top. Come over this left side of him and
yeah, left hook.
move your
Yeah,
head.
there
Boom,
you
boom,
go.
boom, and then counter punch.
It wa-
Sometimes you can win on just counter punching.
yeah,
Do you understand?
his feet was on the wrong. His foot was inside of the
It
southpaw.
was inside of him. Now you understand. That's why I
Yeah,
want to watch this fight because I've
yeah.
got to look at it and watch it.
The whole time, his foot's inside the
But
southpaw,
and
and he's
how can
getting.
you?
Yeah.
But the thing is, Robert McCracken was a southpaw.
Yeah,
You know
but
what I
this is
mean?
the thing. This is what I'm doing. But he didn't train. I saw some clips of some other guy training him because remember he's getting ready for the. Remember all the months going in. What was Rob McCracken doing?
It was in
Where is?
England. It was in
He's
England.
over. He's over there training the Olympic team for
Yes, yes.
thingy. See
So,
me?
so he's,
He went.
he's,
He
he's
only
got to
trained Joshua.
change.
He only
Them
trained Joshua
things
the
have got
last
to
month.
change. Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
this is what I said. He's over there trained Joshua the last month,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
then why then
yeah.
someone else, then he must have left instructions with the other trainers. He needs to
Yes.
lose weight. He needs to lose
Yeah.
weight. He needs to lose weight and then get
Oh,
straight.
fucking hell.
See, I'm trying to tell you. See, and then you're the amateur gym with these idiots who don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no, you see how that works.
I don't know. I don't know why people like Joshua don't go to places where he can get good work. You're not going to get work from these guys. He's at a level where he needs to go and meet big professional people who've done it and been there. He's got to travel the world, I
Yeah,
think, to look for sparring and then not go to amateur gyms and spar amateur kids. You know what I mean?
yeah,
You can move around with them and get yourself, ready in certain ways. But when you need to get really ready in this game of professional boxing and where this money is so much, you need to go around the world and spar the best. You
yeah,
really do. And I think that's where he's lacking in certain things when you need to step up. This is why he's asking questions. He's asking questions in the round. That was not this fight because I ain't seen it. I just see a little clips what my son was sending me. But the last fight I saw with Joshua, and he was asking questions. He was like he didn't know what to do. He's like, he was like a robot. He didn't know what to do. He was asking, no, yes, you do this. Yes, no, you do it like this. How shall I throw that punch? How do I get to his body? He's been boxing fucking how many years and you don't know how to get to a body. You
they
don't know
ain't
how
tell-
to get to.
they ain't teaching him nothing. That's what I'm
No,
saying.
this is what I'm trying to say.
He's
If
doing
that's
all.
the case, He's
Yeah.
got to leave. He's got to go to someone who's gonna fucking teach him
Invest in
something,
yeah,
man.
and that's what I'm trying to say. He ain't invested in him, and that's what I'm trying to see. Lennox Lewis, he trying to diss Lennox Lewis. He said he's not on the same cloth as me and that, yeah, right.
Oh my God! But
Lennox
look
Lewis
what
Lennox Lewis would have battered Usyk,
he would have jabbed him. Lennox Lewis had the most special jab and anyone could ever have. Do you know what I mean? When you know champions and you watch people train. I used to watch Lennox train at the Peacock, right? He used to train over night time. You know what I mean? He used to train over night time, and the way he would train all night. Do you know what I mean? So from 10 o'clock, he will leave till about 1, 2 o'clock. So
See,
and the things that he did to change his way of fighting, he had all these Americans come in,
yeah,
and other people come in. Because when he didn't like a trainer or the trainer with him, he got rid of him.
yeah, he got rid
And
of him.
he got
Yeah, he
rid of
did.
him, and he bought a new one, and
Yeah,
because he knew the
up,
game.
he updated. He's updated. So
He,
he updated his training. But see, Joshua's
that's
at the
right.
point.
He
He's
hasn't.
done.
He hasn't.
He's done a lot. He's done
Another.
a lot. Go on.
Listen, it's another story. Like some of the boxers who we know, they stay too loyal to them. And you got Buatsi.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
knew that he weren't going anywhere
Nah, with
with
them
that
trainers, he was getting battered.
with
Yeah,
that coach. It's
yeah. He
not the
got.
case. It's not to say that coach is shit. No, because his coaches took him further than he could. And that's
Yeah.
it.
Number.
What he should have done. He should have worked with another coach to try because if you've got coaches who know you from in the amateur days, and then you've got another coach who knows the game in the pro game. The amateur coach doesn't know, the pro game right now. Do you
Yeah.
understand?
Yeah.
So you got to learn, and sometimes they don't want to do that. They don't
Well,
want to
just,
do that.
well,
They want to take the glory.
Well, Joshua, see the thing is where he's gone. Let's talk about it. He ain't got a base, man. See, this is the thing, right, Tony? Yeah, you can't be going for and all right. You save money because you're not paying no taxes, no insurance or anything on the building or anything you got, yeah. But you haven't got a building, so you're going and everywhere you go, there's always people there. It's not your gym, so you go Finchley. You got to phone Sean Murphy, clean out the gym. I'm coming down there. All right, AJ, don't worry, it's all yours. They're all, the gyms are all yours, right? But it's an amateur setup. When you go to a professional gym, you bring in you listen. If you look at Mayweather gym, it's a state of the art gym, state of the art gym, man. You know what I mean?
He's
Two
got
rings,
the start of the art ring. He's got everything, isn't he?
everything he needs, man. He's got everything he needs.
Everything. But
Everything he
the,
needs.
the main thing that he needs is somebody he can, stick with in the sense of information, good
Yeah,
information.
yeah,
How many times you've seen Joshua bring in this fella, that fella, because he knows our rhythm. He knows.
yeah,
No, you don't need to know. You need to know how to fucking break someone down. You
yeah,
need to know what to fucking do when you need to run when you need to how to run. Because runs for certain opponents, you have to run differently. You can't run the same way for certain fighters. Certain
yeah,
fighters are steamrollers, meaning they just not constantly keep going. So you're
yeah.
gonna have to have more energy in your set because he's gonna come like an engine. He's gonna come like a steam ball at you. So all you gotta do is like block the shot, counter, block the shot, and break him down, hitting him in places where he's gonna break, and he's gonna get tired. And once he's tired, that's when you go.
Mm,
That's when you show what
yeah,
what you're all about in your health. You
yeah,
know, but they're not doing that. What they're trying to do with Joshua is that they train him a certain way. I think he must tell them what to do. He
yeah.
must tell them. He must tell them that I'm running today. I'm not running. I don't feel like it today. So
Mm,
with them sort of people, he lets them do what they want to do. So when you got coaches who let me, I fuck them off. I fuck off any kid who tells me what to do. They're gone. They're gone. Why do you think I don't get on with people who they're telling me what to do? If they fucking been to the games, if they've been to all the games, so now if you've been to train with coaches that I've been with, do you understand? No. So you listen to me. If I get it wrong and you lose, then I'll fuck off.
yeah,
I'll
that's right.
go. But
Yeah,
if you keep staying low, you keep getting beat up by Humpty Bunks, and people who shouldn't beat you, Come on, you gotta know. You can't listen to these. You can't stay long. Boxers, mainly, you know, they can't stay loyal to people who are not teaching them the right things in this game. You know what I mean? Come on. When you say Lennox Lewis got caught with certain shots and he changed the system. He became the best boxer this country has ever produced.
Ever produced, and that's gonna stay that way.
I'm telling
He's
you,
the
and that'll stay there because I knew with him training, the way he trained, I'll go and watch him train in the night time, and I'll sit there watch him all night, and I'll go home. And I used to leave all the stuff, all his gear. You'd leave it, and I would go and take the gear, and I used to hang it up there, and then I'll wait for a few months, and then I'll let him sign it for me, and then I still got it. Do you know what I mean? I still have it. All the stuff he trained in, the gear he trained in. I think to myself, wow, that was Lennox Lewis. And when I come to the kids, I'll give it to some of the kids because they forget their gear. And I say, that was Lennox, it's Lewis. And they don't believe me.
Ahab's asking me, you've had purses of more than 100 million, yeah. Why would you go to an amateur gym and train with Team GB? Let me tell you why. It's because he's with accountants, right? No, wait, so it's because he's with accountants, right? Eddie Hearn and Barry Hearn are accountants. They know how to save you money. So what if everything about it, everything about the money that Joshua's earned, they've made Joshua earn a lot and he saved a lot. So they're good at making him save money instead of spending money. A lot of guys, a lot of fighters go broke because they invest in stupid businesses and all these things there. But with Joshua, they've made a lot of money. But they make a lot of money with these guys, yeah. But in terms of your boxing career, bruv, like, you know, these sort of things need to be wrapped up. There's no urgency. Free Frank Warren, yeah. All right, people might gut him and that, but he goes in like a fighter. He comes in like he's a fighter. You ever see Frank Warren? He goes in like he wants to get in the ring with you. You know what I mean? Some of these promoters and that, because they got things online. They want to earn their money as well. That's what Frank enjoys. Barry Hearn, Eddie Hearn, and them things there. He's there, but when it comes, smoke comes down. He's jumping out the ring. He don't want none. It brings security. Now listen, that's why he didn't do it. He's been invested. He's been told by Eddie Hearn, advised by Eddie Hearn, to just go to the amateur gym and save money, and that's what's cost him. Being cheap. He's being cheap. Go ahead, Tony.
It's cheap. Yeah, you're definitely right, EJ. You're definitely right. Because what you've seen, would you see you know, people like Lennox Lewis in an amateur gym?
No.
Would you see them people? No. Would you see like, you know, the greats in amateur, they get their own places.
Their own places, man.
If it's not their own places, they go to the coaches' places.
Yeah.
The coach has got, and they stay there. They live there. This is why I rate what Boatsi is doing. He's coming out of his comfort zone.
Yeah.
All that shit that they've got him doing and all that. He's gone to someone. You know
Virgil Hill. Virgil Hunter. Yeah.
And I know Virgil. Virgil's he's the best coach one of the best coaches you can ever go to when it comes to technical stuff. Do you know what I mean? When it comes to technical provision, he's the man. Do you know what I mean? There was years ago where I had there was an amateur show, and he invited my boys to come down in America to box in an amateur show. He looked after all my boys. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I got respect for coaches like that who know what they're saying. They know what they're doing. You've got to know what you're doing with these kids out there, because this game is too dangerous. You can't just go with anybody and go in there and you don't have no brains left. It's just mad that the people are just sticking with people because of loyalness.
Like, you know? And the thing is, look at the corner and everything. All these people in there, what do? Rob McCracken, he's there telling you this one's telling you that in your ear.
Listen, these are people. AJ has to change a lot. See, AJ's got friends who he used to hang around with in Watford. They're all jumping around the ring and everything and doing things for him. You know, all he needs is fucking people who know about boxing. Who know about boxing? That's all he needs, because he's the one going in there fighting. All them boys, they're not doing anything for him.
Nah. I'm watching the Hatton fight. Yeah. what's his name? Thingy Hatton's boy. Yeah, he got battered, yeah, and he
Did
got
he
the
get
decision.
back? Did he lose?
He got, nah, he didn't. They robbed the kid in it. Like the kid knew, but he embarrassed Hatton. I'm watching it. The fifth, he's laughing at Hatton and he's smacking him around the ring.
Oh my God!
Yeah, he smacked them around the ring, and the kid didn't get the decision. I'm telling you, you watch it, you're like, bloody hell, man. How the heck did he not
I
get the
can't
decision?
wait to watch
And
that then.
Eddie Hearn's demanding that he goes in for a rematch. I goes, rematch what? Listen, the kid doesn't. He goes, everyone say he doesn't deserve to be in a pay per view. Why are you putting him in there on the pay per view? He's embarrassing. Like, see, Conor Ben, like Nigel trained his son right in a certain way, but Matthew, see what it is. Ricky, I think Ricky doesn't train his son. I think he trains his brother.
No, I think the son don't get on with, with the dad telling him what to do. So I think Matthew takes it.
Yeah, but Matthew was never a good guy either. Matthew, what did he do? He didn't win nothing. He's not a good. So he's taught.
No, well, he got Matthew won British. He won.
Yeah, he used to win on work rate. He used to win on his work rate, like this work rate, right? But what I'm saying is that he weren't gifted, and so he's taught Campbell Soup Hatton to do the same thing.
Oh yeah,
it's terrible.
I think it was the wrong.
He's getting battered round 5.
To do anyway,
yeah? Round 5, he's getting battered. And
Lawrence Coley, thing for him to do.
The whole card was full of bums. They robbed us on the pay per view because it cost 20. It should have been 1995. Pay per view should have been 1995.
Yes.
Charge was 24.95, and the other card was full of bums, mate. It was a bum job. But anyway, Tony, let me leave you. You do your thing over there, cause I see you're busy, and then we'll catch up soon, Tony. Thanks for coming over, mate.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, take care, my man.
Take care, my man. Talk soon. Bye bye.
All right.
That was Tony Cisse, man. You know what I mean? Tony Cisse, if you don't know, train Anthony Yard, train Craig Spy Richards, train Ahara Davis, and all the loads of top amateurs coming through over and stuff. So that's Tony Cisse. You know what I mean? We'll try and get back on the platform. Obviously, we had James Ali Bashir. So you guys had a lot of people over there. What's up, Boxing Source, man? Yeah, man. If you guys would do me a pleasure, like, thumbs the video up. You know what I mean? Share the video around. I appreciate that. And also, look, check it back on the archive. Replay it. When I come off the air, check it out. Look at AJ's blown over there. You know what I mean? Like, listen, everyone's come out with all their ideas, and at the end of the day, it come down to him. He's the boss, right? He gets advised by Eddie Hearn. But listen, mate, being cheap is being cheap sometimes. It costs you in the long run. You know what I mean? You should have your own base, in my opinion. Like Mr. Bashir, bring different aspiring partners from around the world. And there's the amount of money he's earned, yeah, and got in the bank. You got that, but that can't save you right now. Yeah, you got a lot of money in the bank, and you're secure for life and generation money and all them things there. And I'm sure you get more money in the rematch. But this is about, he's still got opportunity to come back and win the fight. Can he do it? I hope so. But things are gonna have to change. You're gonna have to change in that. I'm gonna have to change up something. I might come back in the evening, depending on how I feel. But actually, I'm trying to get another interview. I'm trying to get Jonathan Banks actually. I'm gonna try and get what's his name again? I'm trying to get his thing later on. What's this guy's name again? 1 second. That was a good interview with James Ali Bashir actually. I'm trying to get what's this guy's name now? 1 minute. Oh, Brian Conhan. He's gonna be the promoter for Mary McGee on the card of Dillian White and stuff like that. And you know what? I try and get Harold Knight. That'd be interesting, you know. In fact, I'll try and get Harold Knight today, actually. Try and get Harold Knight. So I'm gonna be busy trying to get these interviews in. I'm gonna be a bit more active. This is all hot stuff. Mr. Bashir post interview, you know what I mean? I think I'm the first one to get him. I'm sure Bayloric TV will get him as well. So I appreciate all you guys, AABs, and the rest of you guys in the chat. Yo, shout out to everyone, and I'll catch you guys in a bit, man. It was good interviews from Tony Cisse and Mr. James Ali Bashir. Hope you guys enjoy the work, and I'll catch you later. Peace.